our assistant now does get benefits.
He does get that.
He does get benefits, okay.
Bill, did you have a
That was
question
my
too,
question.
or no, you're just trying to get more? Finance committee? Greg, any other comments? No. Thank you. Stay busy, that's a good sign.
Forward half of those to me, I'll answer.
You'll take care of it?
I'll give him a call.
Jim, it's a good thing the light wasn't blinking 30 times.
Okay, we have the,
Not gonna want to discourage
Hillview
you when to start your
Commission.
day.
Who's doing the talking, the whole crew? Mr. Diamond.
It's all the way in the front, tab 2.
All the way to 2.
Thank you.
Thanks, George. Two sticky sheet.
You gonna do the proctoring too here?
Increase, get more people to play.
That's all. So fewer people at a higher price.
Yeah, right.
Put the round on those big pass.
Right.
Newly paved.
Okay, Larry,
Okay.
time you're ready.
I'm gonna be working off of this only because it's the one that I generated. It's the easiest, and most detailed, but it mirrors the budget for FY '09. You'll see there's actually the '08 budget, the '09 budget, and then the actual for the 3 prior years, just for comparative purposes. One of the things I'll mention before we get started is the June '08 budget is the intention of the Hillview Commission to, at the April town meeting, to move to amend our FY '08 budget, increasing it by an amount, which we anticipate will be $50,000 or less, to address the, maintenance or repair or redoing of the kids' spot. A number of the commissioners went over, did take a look at it. It's an embarrassment, needs addressing, and the commission is committed to funding that repair and renovation of the kids' spot. So we go on from the '08.
Is it reflected in here, Larry? The
Huh?
50,000?
It's not reflected in here.
So the deficit will be 50,000
So,
more?
right, but surplus will go down to 142,000. That's why I bring it up, but when we get to it, unless we,
Just a couple of points. The cutoff for town meeting is tomorrow.
Right.
we
I
did
think we got
reserve space,
We already got something.
okay.
And is that will end up being in the special town meeting? You
We will.
aware of this?
Same night,
Same night, yeah.
same night,
Yeah,
okay. They call me special sometimes, but I don't get anything.
yeah, well, it's not our choice.
Okay. So if we'll just take now, we work on the June 9 budget. You'll see, I think when comparing figures and budgets, the easiest and most accurate way is to reflect or compare against the '07 actual. Those are hard numbers. The '08 is, what we're wishing for or hoping for. So when we look at the '09 budget, and you'd look at the total course income. We budgeted $1,535,000. we had $1,473,000. The increase is approximately 4%. That's 2 years, subsequent to the '07 budget. We did raise our prices, our green fees, by anywhere from 6 to 7%. Additionally, we've realized an increase in play, golf play, during this fiscal year. Except for December, we didn't increase anything, we got nothing. But we have seen play increase, and partly attributed to some of these courses around here are closing or reducing. The Colonial is, Rowley is, and there are leagues and players over there that are coming over to the Hillview and trying to reserve their league, etc. And they're jumping early because they know there won't be anything if they wait. So we have seen it. Plus, we've developed some additional, and primarily GFMI, the management companies, developed a number of marketing initiatives that have increased play. And I'm confident that absent of the locusts or the snow, we should be able to get that total course income. Facilities rental is under contract. While that's significantly reduced from the '07, it's under the contract. The '07 included a substantial amount of arrearage in there. The '07 also, we paid for the electric, gas, and water, 1/2 of the utilities for the facility while we lived in the basement. I mean, it was disproportionate to what our actual use is. It is now the tenant of Burton Page pays for all of the utilities, and you'll see it down below. The electric, gas, and water are reflected at about $5,000. Previously, if you look at the '06 budget, there was $65,000 that we spent. So part of that rent reduction is offset by a significant reduction in expenses in the utilities. The interest income is based on our surplus and the current rates in the banks. Salaries, we have Fiona as our administrator over there. And then now, if you look at the total services, there are line-by-line items. The majority of them, course management, is by contract. The course management percentage is a percentage, 7% of the gross golf revenue. And we've broken that out in the past. Management has a flat fee or a contract fee, plus there's an incentive. They get a percentage of the gross revenue. And this, really, the thought behind it is it helps motivate them to bring in as much business as possible because they continue to get a piece on the excess. The other items, I think they speak for themselves. Any questions on those? In the other, the only other thing that doesn't speak for itself is other. In that other is bank service fees, credit card fees, about $12,000 now, and increasing. Additionally, we have the legal expense when we have town council reviewing things, advertising costs when we're going out for bid. There's it's just a hodgepodge of what we catch-all, contingency if you want to call it. Course expenditure, every year we try to spend $50,000 on the course by rebuilding a green or doing a major project. This past year, we rebuilt the driving range, and which needed it very, very badly. Our intent is to rebuild the green this fall with that in that '09 budget. But we always hold back on these capital expenditures to be sure that we've gotten enough money. Our revenue stream is sufficient to support that expenditure. Sort of like an ace in the hole. If we don't have it, we don't spend it. The rest of the items speak to themselves. You'll see the payment in lieu. That's projected at $115,000. The debt service, the Hillview debt service itself is falling down, has been reduced to $337,000 this year. The LUC, that's the Ipswich River Park, et cetera, that's $250,000 every year for us, that we're paying for that park over there, that we fund for the park. And, that speaks to itself. We talk about the bonding, it is falling off, it will continue to fall off when we get to 2011. The bonding will have fallen off to approximately $300,000, which will enable us, we hope, to increase our surplus. We want our surplus to be at least $400,000. That would be an adequate surplus to support debt service, contracts, and things like that, because we're so vulnerable to outside weather, snow, storms. God forbid we ever get the locusts in here, or greens, disease on the golf greens and things like that. We would have a major financial issue if we can't support our obligations without the golf revenue. So our goal, while you see the ending surplus is projected at $263, you can take that down by $50,000. So now we're down to $200,000. Our goal is to get that up to at least $400,000. We still have a number of major projects that we need to do, including a roof like everybody else. That pretty much wraps it up. Any questions up here?
Joe?
Yeah. Larry, what, on the insurance GFMI, what makes that go up and down like it does?
Okay, well, the insurance, while we're under the umbrella town, we have GFMI purchase insurance, liability insurance for the golf course, and, they put it out, they see quotes on it, Joe. We are named as an additional insured, so we pay GFMI for whatever the cost of that policy is. They bring in the policy, the billing, et cetera, and we pay them. The specifics of it has.
It went 18, 24,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
yeah.
more curious.
Yeah, right, you know,
I've never
it's-
seen insurance get down.
I know,
It's a good
but
thing,
in shopping it around, they shopped it around, requested a quote, this is what we paid on it, you know, and you're right, no offense, Mike, but most insurances don't go down, you know? But,
It's the
you
same
know,
basic
it's
insurance
just the
from year
best.
to year, right?
Huh?
It's the same basic insurance year to year, we don't change insurance, we haven't changed it.
Well, we changed insurers
No, but not the
or
coverage.
policy. No, basically, we didn't raise the, deductible or anything like that. But, you know, it's,
It's different quote.
yeah.
Different quotes?
Yeah, well,
Different.
we were knocked off side
It's a lot of money.
when it jumped from 18 to 24,
Yeah. Then it went back down to 19?
19, but I mean, conservatively, you
Yeah.
know, I'm budgeting
Yep.
25,000, 27,000.
Sometimes it depends upon the level of activity too. If somebody gets hurt or something, they file claims or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
We try, if somebody's hurt, we try to drag them down to Thompson and
Yeah, leave it down there.
Well, Larry, course equipment.
Excuse me?
It seems there's, course equipment, it seems that when I was on the Hillview Commission, that we generally bought some equipment each year.
We were
And I'm
expended,
looking at 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and I don't see any course equipment.
we were,
Build the additional facilities, so
Yeah.
we can put more equipment in.
now we,
Yeah, but
you sound like Steve Murphy, from
well,
GFMI.
well,
We
you
were.
gotta feel the same way.